Okay, this evening's game is being played in sweltering heat, and it is the very first game for an Orc team, and they are facing up against a Pro Elf team. So literally no skills at all. Two Elf Blitzers there, who you can see with their little masks on, and on the Orc side we've got standard build with 4 Black Orcs, 4 Blitzers, and 2 linemen and a thrower. So let's see what pans out. So we've got sweltering heat. And we got Fame with the Elves, and the Elves are receiving. So obviously they're not bashing. So Elves caging up in their own half, not caging up in their own half, but protecting the ball in their own half. So what will the Orcs do? Obviously the Orc tactic standard is, especially against Pro Elves, who are pretty much the most fragile team in the game with very little starting dodge and only armor 7. So the idea has got to be to get as much bash on as possible. So this is interesting. So what they've done here is surrounded the Elves to make it very difficult for them to escape. Obviously they only had 1 blitz and not very much blocking available. So how are the Elves going to be able to get out of this as much as possible? Just trying to free themselves up there. So obviously the difference between this and the last one, we looked at a tournament build who's been smashed up there. Let's have a look. So that is a lineman just off the pitch. Obviously the difference between this last time is they have block on the Black Orcs. Black Orcs don't start with block, and so they start very fragile. 2 Elves off the pitch there, 2 knocked out. So what happened there? Why was this guy... right, a Snake Eyes. Oh my goodness me. That's rather unfortunate. So the Elves started their turn, rolled a Snake Eyes, and finished. So this might be a bit of punishment now, which is happy days. Right, so let's have a run through this one and see if... right, okay, so the Orcs... so that was quite a nice little bit of play there. So let's have a look at that one again. So on the Elf turn, the very first thing they do is block the Orc onto the ball to free it up, and so the ball jumps out, and hopefully the Elves will be able to rescue it. Let's have a look. So dodging out, picking up, failing to pick up the ball. So lots of 1s being rolled by the Elves, which is very sad for them. Hope they don't roll too many 1s on the sweltering heat, because that could cause all sorts of difficulty. So continuing to bash, and now the Orcs have got the ball, so that's looking fairly dodgy for the Elves, but managed to dodge out and blitz the ball carrier. So let's see. Oh, ow! And that was a serious injury as well. Lovely sound effects there. The fumble sound effects are pretty awesome. We don't get them much on the fast forward because they don't play on the fast forward. Right. So, just continuing to bash. So with the Orcs on defense, it's generally the case of just bashing up as much as you can and sort of getting in the way. The Orc offense is where people struggle quite a lot more, I think. So we'll see what happens on the Orc offense in a minute. More 1s for the Elves. Disaster. So this is a valiant defense here. Another KO there, but no Elves actually being damaged yet. Just a bit of bashing there. And are the Orcs going to be able to score in there? Yeah, they should be able to. Yeah, they've got the turn. And no Elves can reach. So it's all to do with how many Elves come back. And then, so it's gone nice weather, and it has also scattered off the pitch. And who's out? So we've got 2 Elves out and only 1 Orc. So it's 11 against 9. No, is it 9 against 9? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A couple of KOs didn't come back. So they had 2 chances to come back, and did they only have 2 chances? No, they had 1 chance to come back. They didn't manage it. So it should be a straightforward Orc drive now. Let's see how much caging up he does. So it's a combination of bashing and caging, and it should be straightforward, hopefully. So again, what we're seeing is no need to cage at the back of the cage. Only think about whether the elves are going to be able to get to you or not, and then whether the opponent's going to be able to get to the ball carrier. It's surprising how often the ball carrier just gets exposed when you players start playing. So obviously, do protect your ball carrier. And this cage is just going to roll up the pitch, it looks like, and smash elves out of the way as it goes. So it's a half dice block there. Now that was interesting. So this is an elf blitzer who comes with block, and so he half diced, as in 2 dice the opponent chooses, because Black Orcs don't have block. He gave the Black Orc the ball on a touchback in order to skill up, because Black Orcs are quite difficult to skill up, which might have seemed sensible, especially with so few elves on the pitch. But he's come unstuck with that one. Just a lucky bounce though, so it bounced into a fairly safe space. I suspect there might be some damage to the elves now. So again, we're seeing people hitting people onto the ball. Obviously, when you get hit onto the ball, you don't get a chance to pick it up, and so it bounces around, and it can be a nice way to either get the ball into your own hands, or just to get the ball out of a sticky situation. But yeah, sidestepped onto the ball there, hoping that it would bounce out, and he might do the same again. So he sidestepped onto the ball again, hoping again that it would bounce out, keeping going. Now the elves, are they going to be able to get into the ball? So he's going to do a 1 dice block onto the blitzer, onto the Black Orc, but that's come unstuck and the ball's bounced into the blitzer's hand, or in fact the lineman's hand, blitzer's hand. Almighty rut going on now, which is only going to end badly for the elves, I think. Are they all going to be dead after this turn? I suspect they're all going to be on the floor after this turn anyway. Not necessarily dead. Oh, he's not down. He's not down either. Oh, pushy. And he's down there. So again, more foolishness, and just going for the go for it, and then knocks him down. Excellent stuff. So we again a repeat of quite a lot of what we saw in the first half, of the Orcs sort of running away with the ball. I'm not sure this is standard Orky tactics really. So they didn't cage up the Black Orc very well, because you don't expect to have to cage up a Black Orc. But let's see if the elves can pull this one out of the bag. Just knocking players off the pitch. When in doubt, smash some players. Yeah, because if players aren't standing, it is quite difficult for them to do anything. So this elf here is going to have to dodge out probably, and then come around. Oh no, so he dodged out. I'm not sure that's going to be enough to save him, to be honest. Because the Orcs have still got... oh no, yeah, the Orcs have still got 3 rerolls. So it's not looking good for them. So that's quite nice. Blitzing with the ball carrier, 2 dice blitz, showing that you can blitz and then move. Went down there. Double skull. Oh, that's what we call a quad skull. You don't see those very often. That's a 1 in 1,300 chance of happening, pretty much. 1 in 1,296. So that's a double skull followed by a double skull with a reroll. It's called a quad skull. And then but then he go for it and killed himself. So there's some pretty shocking luck going on really all around. So that's 2-0 to the Orcs. And that's why I chose this game, because it was a nice Orc win, but it certainly wasn't a standard Orc win. A few nice tactics involved, but in terms of learning experience, who knows? Smash up the elves and then win. that's how it works. Just a quick star player point farming there. Okay, so yeah, bit of fun, but slightly silly.